Have you been told that because of your faith, you need to be the strong one? Have you told yourself, I have to stay strong because I'm a person of faith? Stay tuned. We're going to unpack that a little bit. Welcome to Moments with Mama Gem. I'm here to tell you a story today about what I learned about being strong. I have a child with multiple disabilities, and I've had people say, you are so strong. And I think we all have different definitions of that. And so here's my story. 1982, we had just been with a group of friends and we were standing vigil because two of our friends had gotten in a terrible car accident and they were both in the ICU, but one was on life support. The other one was on a ventilator, but she was in more stable condition. The car had hit the driver's side, and our friend was driving at the time. And so he got the brunt. On Mother's Day, May 9th, as we sat in that room, in the room with family, the doctors let us know that it was time to make the decision about the machines. There had been no brain waves for 3 days, and it was time to make that decision. So once it had been done and our friend Doug had been pronounced, I went outside. I spoke with the other friends that were in the outer waiting room to let them know. And I had a family member take me outside, took me for a walk. And as we walked around the parking lot, he said, you need to do all your crying out here. Once you get back in there, you can't cry because you have to be the strong person for that family. You're the only Christian in that room, so they need to see your strength. So I didn't cry for almost a year because I wanted to be the strong one, because that's what I understood. And what it did to me was emotionally wrecked me. I began being a person I didn't even recognize. I was turning to other ways to cope. And finally, somewhere along the line, the dam broke and patched it back up and tried to go on, and then little leaks and little leaks. But this is what I learned. I've learned since, through all these years, that the strong one still cries. The strong one leans into the grief. A few years after that accident, my brother passed away. And it was sudden, and it was right before my wedding, 2.5 weeks before. And a few of the folks that had known us for years had asked my parents, oh my gosh, how is Gemaline handling this? And I did what I knew. And thankfully, by that time, I knew more. I knew that I needed to begin to embrace the grief. I began to be able to talk about it. I had the opportunity 6 years ago. I went to a friend's dad's funeral, and it was at the same cemetery. And I was able to go back to my friend's grave and put flowers, but just sit there. Just sit there and release whatever was left, whatever still might come up. My life is a beautiful life. My life also has held its share of struggles and grief and trauma. But it's not because I've been the strong one. It's because I've allowed the truth to flow through me. The truth that this really hurts. This is very painful. Grief and loss are not something that need to be tucked away. And by grieving, it does not mean that you're not honoring Christ or that you're not honoring the person that you miss. Two things can be true at once. It hurts, but there is an underlying joy that we can find, and there's hope. We need to remember not to rush ourselves. We need to remember not to minimize the pain we're going through. And we need to honor that grief, honor ourselves with the healing. And there's a whole list of things that we can learn to do. But the first one I want to tell you is that being the strong one does not mean holding back the feelings and the grief. And if you need a safe place, there are safe places around there. There are people who can be your safe place during that time. I hope this helps you. I hope it helps you see it a little differently. And I hope you find your truth strength. And as a person of faith, I find mine in Christ. He is still good through all of the things that this heart has walked through. He's still good. Please like and subscribe. I would love to have you follow so that we can have more of these conversations. I hope you go and have a beautiful day.